Hi, this is Brent Haseker, website consultant with NetSource Technologies, and once again I'm here today with
Veronica Buell.
And she is our social media expert specialist here at NetSource, and for the last few weeks we've been doing a little series on social media, marketing on different social media platforms. We've done Facebook, we've done, last week we did Twitter, we've done Instagram, and LinkedIn. All right, so this week we are going to do Pinterest. And we'll start off with kind of doing the general breakdown of the what am I looking for?
Who's it for?
The demographics.
That's
what
a good
I'm looking
word.
for. There we go, demographics.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about demographics of Pinterest.
Okay. So generally the people who are using Pinterest are between the ages of 18 and 45. Quite interestingly, 81% of the users are women, which I found surprising.
What was that statistic again?
81%.
81%.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. Some of the others are more evenly skewed, but
Right.
this one's still very, very
Yeah, I knew that.
female-oriented.
I knew that Pinterest had been skewed heavily women for a while, but I didn't realize it was still that
Yeah, it
much.
still is.
Actually, I set up when I set up my Pinterest account a couple of years ago.
You're the one guy?
I was the one guy. Actually, in my description, I said, where you put the little description of who you are, I put, what did I say? I'm a guy on Pinterest. Is that allowed? That was my description for my profile.
They didn't kick you off, so I guess
They
you're
didn't
all
kick
right.
me off, so okay. But go ahead with your demographics.
Other things is millennials use Pinterest as much as they do Instagram, which I
Okay.
also found surprising. That
Okay.
usually they weigh towards one or the other, but they like them equally.
Okay.
And 50% of Pinterest users make 50,000 or more, and 10% make greater than 125K a year. So these are people, women, mostly women, with
A little bit of money.
pretty good income.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and let's see what else we got here. 87% of users have purchased a product because of stuff that they've seen on Pinterest. So they're looking for stuff and they're putting it aside, and then they're kind of deciding whether they want it or not.
Right.
So it's pretty interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see what else we got. And there's 175 million monthly active users
Okay.
on Pinterest, so it's pretty active, I would say.
Not as much as some of the other services
Yes.
we've looked at, but still a very engaged, active user base.
Yes.
Now, so everyone always talks about Pinterest being so heavily skewed towards women, but actually it is a pretty cool service, and I use it, and I think it's actually pretty cool. I kind of use it as a visual bookmarking service of things that I'm interested in, and you can find plenty of things that a guy like me could be interested on Pinterest. A perfect example, of course, is me and my wife were building a house, and we're looking at plans and different ideas for how to layouts and different ideas for how to paint or to decorate the house and stuff like that. But also, I use it for products I'm interested in buying, and keeping a list of different things that I can go back to at a later date and say, this is thing I'm interested in buying. It's almost like a quick, easy link to get right back to the website
And I think that's pretty typical of how users do use that. I do the same thing. I've got Pinterest. I don't use it a lot, but when I do, I'm setting up boards and stuff, different factions of my life. I might have a guitar one with all different guitars that I like. I may have like one like with houses and layouts of paints that I like, and way I like things set up, just a kind of a visual reminder, so that when I decide to go do something, I can pull up the board and say, oh yeah, that's
right, go right to it, because you can visually see it instead of scrolling through a list.
And most people are, but I'm a very visual person, so I like to see things. So I think that's pretty typical of how people use Pinterest.
Right. And you mentioned guitars. We're both actually musicians, and so a lot of times I'll also pin a lot of educational videos, things that are cool, like, oh, hey, I'd like to learn how that guy played that on bass guitar, and pin it, some instructional thing or something. So there's a lot of great uses for it, and so again, just mentioning it right there. Say if you're a teacher of some sort, using videos that you're also then pushing those out as pens,
Exactly.
to getting people to be interested in what you're doing.
Yeah.
So, and that kind of leads us right into what businesses should be using Pinterest. Okay, we just mentioned an idea there. Tell us about some other ones that could utilize Pinterest.
Any kind of like a travel or hospitality where you can show, your destinations is a great idea. Fashion is a great one. That one, I think,
Right.
that one kind of overtakes Pinterest.
Of course,
that and arts and crafts.
I don't have too many fashion pens. That
No.
Yeah.
You will.
Yeah.
You give it
Okay.
some time. Arts and crafts, beauty, home and garden is a big one, like we were just talking about. And event planning. Now this one's a great one because you see people who are getting married or, having any big event like that, they can have a board and just, plan everything out and see it visually and organize it in a good way. So that's another way to use it. So those are some of the
and the home and garden, I mean, a business like, landscaping company, doing a lot of pens of work they do would be a perfect example of that. Another one's real estate.
Real estate's a good one.
Be a great industry that can be served by marketing on Pinterest because, I mean,
you show off
very
houses.
photography based.
Yeah.
You want to have a lot of that photography be pens that are showing up on Pinterest. So that's another good one. I think furniture makers, like a custom furniture builder, might be somebody that would do well on Pinterest. So actually, through work, I follow a lot of stuff on work. There's marketing boards that I follow.
Yes,
and
I have a social media one.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff on Pinterest that's really business oriented. A lot of times people just hear about recipes and fashion, like you mentioned, but really there's a lot of cool stuff on Pinterest that can be utilized both for marketing your business or about learning more about the, marketing your own business through Pinterest. You can do that too.
It's a great way to pull things together.
There's a lot, there's a lot out there that you can do with Pinterest. Yeah. So, tell us about some of the tools that Pinterest offers for their users that want to market on Pinterest.
Well, like all the other ones, they have you can have ads. There's Pinterest ads. They have like 4 different types of ads. They have promoted pins, which is just you've got a pin of yours out there and you want it to show up higher you want more people to see it. So you promote that and it puts it in front of people that that would relate to your product, what they think would relate to your product. So you get more thing. Then they have promoted video pins now, which is the same thing. You have a video out on Pinterest and you promote that, so it's put in front of more people. They have something called one-tap pins, and these are pins like of your product or something that they can literally tap on that and it takes them to the website.
Okay.
It takes them right to the website where they can purchase the product if they want to, or learn more about it.
So it's definitely a good one for anyone who does retail. That's one you want to know about.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then the other type they have is promoted app pins, and these are for people that have apps for their business. And what it allows you to do is not only promote it, but it allows people to actually download it right from Pinterest.
Okay.
So if you've got an app and you want to promote that, that's probably a really good way to push it out there as well.
Okay. So probably for most people, the promoted pen and the one-tap pens are probably 2 of the more common ones that they're probably going to gravitate towards.
Yes.
And then with Facebook and really any of the other services, they give you some ability to target the people that you're advertising to. I'm assuming, of course, Pinterest has the ability for that as well.
Yes, they do. A lot of it comes from who's following you and and keywords that you're using. So they'll find people who are searching for the things that you're advertising, and then they'll put, when they see that the keyword, they'll push it to the people that are gravitating towards those searches.
Okay.
So they're really trying to put them in front of the people that are actually looking for them.
For those particular keyword phrases and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay. So these, we were talking about all the cool things you can do with Pinterest, some ideas for what you can actually post on Pinterest. Got some ideas for that?
Well, one thing to keep in mind is that the interesting thing about Pinterest is that people go there to get information. It said that 87% of the people that look at a product on Pinterest are trying to decide whether they want that product or not. They're not necessarily buying from Pinterest, but they're making a decision about the product, and they will go buy it. So it's a huge percentage. Almost 90% of the people, when they look for something or a product there, they're looking for information, and they're making a buying decision right then. So you may not get a lot of e-commerce, clicks, but if you have a product, the person might think about it and then go buy it from you from whatever source.
Okay.
So that's a good thing to keep in mind, is that it is an informational platform. People are using it to gather information to make a decision. So make sure you give them a product. When you're promoting your product, make sure your product is actually solving a problem for them.
Right.
The more clearly you put that across, the more likely they are to come back to you and purchase from you.
Okay, so obviously, product photos, if you're retail, is obvious choice. But also, if you're solving a problem, maybe doing some before and after photos could be a good thing to have on Pinterest.
Right.
Or maybe even some kind of infographic that explains a process. Like if you're in a service-based industry, maybe an infographic kind of shows, hey, here's the issues and here's how it can be solved, and do that through some type of creative infographic, something that kind of catches their attention, gets them to click on it and get more information. And of course, contact then you for more information on that product or service.
Yeah,
that you offer.
And knowing that they don't actually make they don't actually buy from the app. They're just making a decision to come and buy from you. Make sure that you have your, a link to your site and, a phone number, some way that they can contact you to make it easier for them to get your product or service.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and obviously with any of these social media services, you're going to want to cross-pollinate with all of the other things that you're doing. So if you've got a blog and you're posting to your blog, you make a blog post, then obviously, and you're going to have a photo that you're using with your blog post. You're kind of like your hero image that you're using to show off at the top of your blog post.
Yes.
Pinning that to Pinterest would make a lot of sense with a link to your blog article. So you're always cross-promoting. You got something on Facebook. If it makes sense, also put on Pinterest, put it on Pinterest. So always be thinking about how you can reuse the content that you already have or the stuff that you're already promoting, and also push that out on Pinterest too, like you would with any of these other social media services.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's for every thing. For every social media platform, is always have a link or a way they can contact you. I've seen a lot of people advertise really nice things on social media, and then there was actually no way for me to know how to get it.
Right.
There was no link, there was no information whatsoever. So always, no matter what platform you're using, make sure there's a link or a phone number or an address, something that they can get in touch with them.
Right. And even having it on the photo itself that you're sharing is also
that's a great way to
possibility too. If you've got a little watermark that you want to put at the bottom of your photo, that's an idea too.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely always making sure that if you're putting the stuff, you're taking the time to put stuff out there, make sure that people can get back and find you. So otherwise, it's like putting a billboard on the side of the road that says, "Hey, we're a great company," and then there's no way to find out who you are. Who are you? I don't know.
You sound great, but I don't know what to do with you.
So, any other thoughts on Pinterest and some ideas or things that maybe would be helpful for people to know?
It's a great place for promoting products and services, especially to women and millennials, because as we said earlier, that those are the key people who are on Pinterest. So if you've got a product that appeals to those two demographics, this is a great place for you to be. They're using it, they're there, and they're, like I said before, they have the money.
Right.
It's not like it's 5-year-olds on this or anything.
Right.
So. Right. That's a good place for that. And as always, I say it in every video, be creative. Be creative, be funny, be, interesting. Think outside the box when you're advertising. Think of ways to be different from your competition. Your competition you may perceive them to be doing better than you, and they may be. But if you can show a way of being better than them, their product better than them, your message better than them, and be different than them. Think a little bit outside of the box, even though your product may be the same. You'll be surprised how quickly that wins followers and customers.
Right.
So just always be creative, think outside the box, and play around with it. See what works, see what doesn't work.
Okay, great. Thank you for watching this video once again. We've been doing this for the last 5 or so weeks now, doing a video on social media services and how to market on them. And if you're finding yourself where you're struggling to do your own marketing with social media, or you need some help with it, feel free to give us a call. You can reach us at 1-800-709-3240. Again, this is Brent with NetSource Technologies, and this is
Veronica.
And she is our social media expert here at NetSource. And we would love to talk to you, help you out with whatever we can with the marketing that you're doing. Any kind of other online marketing that you're doing, we can also help out with it as well. And of course, we can do website development work too, because that's primarily who we are. So feel free to give us a call. Again, 1-800-709-3240. You can also reach us online at NetSource Inc. That's netsourceinc.com. And we thank you again for watching, and hope to see you for the next video that we do. Goodbye.